Good morning, everyone. How is everyone? Good. My name is Taylor. I'm from the Center for Wildlife in Cape Neddick, Maine, so it's not that far from here. If the road's open, you can go over Mount Agamenticus. I think it's only like 25 minutes, so we're not too far. Has anyone heard of the Center for Wildlife or been there before? Yes. Some of you have. Awesome. If you've heard of us before, do you remember what we do there? What do we do there?
You guys help animals and stuff.
Yeah, we help animals. Specifically what? Or what were you going to say?
I've been here before. I think my grade took a field trip.
Yeah, we have a number of schools that come to field trips there. We take care of, or we help injured and orphaned animals, and we rely on your help. So we have some animal doctors who work at the Center for Wildlife who will help those animals, but we can't be everywhere to find all of the animals that might be injured or orphaned. So we rely on our community. We rely on you or a family member or a neighbor. If you ever find an animal that looks like it's been injured or orphaned, that their mom and dad's not around to take care of them anymore, you can bring it to the Center for Wildlife, and we'll help it feel healthy and strong again so it can go back out into the wild, so it can continue to live in the forest or the meadow from where it came from. Now, we don't help every type of animal that lives around here, but we do help a number. So what kind of animals do you think you could bring to the Center for Wildlife for us to help? What do you think?
Like an injured bird?
Yes, we take care of a lot of different birds. That's probably the biggest group of animals we help. Can you think of the smallest bird we might help? What's the smallest bird you think we help? Yeah.
Chickadee.
Oh, it's even smaller than a chickadee. We do help chickadees though. What do you think?
Hummingbird.
Hummingbird, yeah, that's our tiny, smallest little bird we help. We help some songbirds like chickadees. We help some diving birds like loons and ducks. We also help some of our big raptors like our eagles and hawks. And then I think the tallest bird we help is a great blue heron. They're about 4 feet tall. So lots of birds. What other kind of animals do you think you could bring to the Center for Wildlife? Yeah.
Like snakes.
Yeah, bring reptiles like snakes, absolutely. What else? Yeah.
You could bring a cat.
Ooh, where would you take a cat if it didn't feel good?
To a vet.
To a vet. So we're a little different than a vet because we help wild animals that live out in the forest, out in the environment around us. So we wouldn't take cats. We'd tell you to take your cat to your vet. What else?
Turtles.
Yeah, snakes and turtles are our reptiles. What else? Ooh, do iguanas live out here?
No, not really.
No, they live farther south. So we wouldn't help an iguana because they don't live around here. We help animals that live around here. What's another animal?
Ostrich.
Do ostriches live out here? No, they don't live here, so we wouldn't help ostriches either. What else do you think? Deer's a great guess because we have lots of deer around here, but they're a really big mammal, and so any big mammal we would send to a different facility that has a lot more space. So our big mammals like deer, bear, moose, there's other wildlife rescue places that help them. What else? Yeah, porcupine. Those are the mammals that we help. Porcupine size and smaller. So like our rabbits and squirrels, chipmunks, opossums. Did you have another one? What is it?
Hedgehogs.
Ooh, do hedgehogs live around here? They don't. They live in Europe, so we won't help hedgehogs. But porcupines look a lot like hedgehogs. Let's see. So we talked about birds, mammals, reptiles. There's one more group of animals that we haven't mentioned yet. What is it? Ooh, fox will group in with the mammals. We actually don't help foxes because they could carry something called rabies. And it takes a lot of extra special work to take care of animals that might carry rabies. So we would send a fox to another wildlife rescue center that specializes in taking care of rabies vector species. The only rabies vector species we help are bats. So, what's the other group of animals? Amphibians, yeah. So our salamanders and frogs, we would help those. That's probably the smallest group of animals we see. We don't see too much of them.
I see a lot of frogs.
Yeah, we see a lot of them, but we don't see a whole lot that get injured and come to the center. A lot of times if a frog gets injured, it's usually they usually can't make a recovery from that. It's like getting hit by a car because their body structure is much more fragile than some of our other animals. So that's our first and foremost goal at the Center for Wildlife, is to help our injured and orphaned animals go back out into the wild so they can continue living as wild animals. Now, in addition to being a wildlife rescue center, we're also an education center. So we have a nature center that is open to the public for you to come visit with some different things to explore and play with. And we also have 27 animals who live with us year-round. Those animals we can't release back out into the wild because something has happened to them that prevents them from knowing how to or being able to take care of themselves in the wild. So they live with us, we take care of them, and they're part of our education team. So they get to go on field trips. They get to visit schools and libraries and different businesses. And they get to give people an up-close view of a wild animal. So you're going to get to see some of these animals today, because I brought along 4 of those animals. They're going to give you an up-close view of a wild animal, much closer than you'd ever be able to get to if you were out in the woods. And they're going to help they're going to help us learn about adaptations. Has anyone heard that word before?
No.
Have you heard the word adaptation before? Do you remember what it means?
So like, you live with one person and then another person.
What about for animals?
I mean, like, you're in the wild and then like.
Are you thinking adoption?
Oh, you think adoption? It's a little different than adoption. It sounds a lot like it. Adaptation. Has anyone heard of that word before? Adaptation. It's a word that talks about the characteristics that animals have that help them to survive. So every animal has different parts of their body or different aspects that help them to survive out in the wild. So the animals that I brought today are going to help us learn about the different adaptations that they have. Now, right now they're in their travel boxes. These are like their car seats that keep them safe when they travel. At the center, they have nice big enclosures that they can play in and move around in, and that's where they sleep and they eat. Some of these guys have never been here before, so when I bring them out of their boxes, they might feel a little nervous or scared. So what are some things we can do to help them stay calm and feel safe when they come out of their boxes? Yeah, what's one?
To take care of them.
Yeah, what are some ways? We'll take care of them. What I want your help with is helping them stay calm. So what are some things we can do to help them stay calm? Yeah. Yeah, if we are calm and have calm bodies, they're going to feel calm, and you're going to get a better look at them. What's another thing?
We don't try to hold her.
Exactly. Even though these animals live with us, they're not pets. They're still wild animals, so they don't like to be touched by humans. So I will walk around so everyone gets a good look at the animal, but I'm going to ask you not to touch them. If you're tempted to touch them, you can just sit on your hands. I did bring some things that you'll get to touch as we go along. Yeah. Did you think of something else?
To be quiet.
Yeah, we can keep our voices quiet and our bodies quiet. I'm going to be asking you lots of questions, so if you want to answer it, just go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll call on you instead of shouting out. And if you need to get up, you can just get up slowly, but don't jump up or move very fast. Yeah.
I forgot.
That's okay. Yeah, so that's going to help them stay calm and feel safe when they come out of their box. Are there any questions before I bring out our first animal? Oh, one's very excited to come out. When I bring out our animals, I have a challenge for you. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
What I want you to do is make some observations. So using your eyes, I want you to tell me what kind of colors do you see? What kind of shapes do you see? Does the animal remind you of anything that you've seen before? And after we make some observations, then we'll identify what the animal is. And then I'll also tell you, we'll talk about its adaptations, and then I'll also tell you its story and what happened to it that prevents it from being able to live out in the wild on its own. Sound like a game plan?
Yeah.
All right, let's get out our first animal. What do you guys notice about this animal? What do you notice?
He's brown and kind of green.
Yeah, so some brown and maybe a little bit of green. What do you notice?
And that he has like little spikes on his.
Oh, he has some on his spikes on his legs. What do you notice?
It's a shell.
Oh, he's got a shell. What kind of shape does that shell make?
A circle.
It's kind of a circle. What do you notice?
The shell is the shape as like a dome.
It's what?
Shaped like a dome. The shell.
Oh, it's shaped like a dome. It's very round and high. That's a great observation. What do you notice?
The shell's a little bit off the turtle.
Oh, it's a little bit off the turtle. There's some space between the shell and the turtle. All right. What do you notice?
His legs are also kind of bumpy too.
Yeah, she's got some bumps on her legs. What do you see?
I noticed that there's something hard on the bottom of her.
Oh, yeah. She's got a bottom part of her shell right here. And that's...
She's slow.
She's slow. Did you see her move slow?
Yeah.
What do you notice?
She has very sharp claws.
Yeah, she's got some sharp claws. What do you notice?
They have sharp hands.
Say that again.
They have sharp hands. Sharp hands.
They have sharp hands, those sharp claws. Yeah. What do you see?
They hide in their shed when they are scared of mean animals.
Yeah. This animal's going to hide in her shell when she's scared. Does she look scared right now?
Yes. Kind of.
Maybe a little bit. She's got her head sticking out. Yeah, what do you notice?
That her arms are really long.
Yeah, she does have long arms when she sticks them out. Do you guys mind moving to one side so that I can walk through here? Do you mind scooching over this way? Or that? Yeah, that works. Yeah, so everyone in the back can get a good look at our animal friend. Do you guys have any other observations we haven't talked about? Yeah. Do you have one? Well, we'll talk about what this animal is. Any other observations back here you want to add? Yeah.
The shell looks like a rock.
It does. It looks very much like a rock, doesn't it? You guys see her back here? Yeah.
The skin looks like it's made out of rocks and like it has rocks.
Ooh, yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? All right, so what kind of animal do we have here? What do we have here? And how do we know it's a turtle? Because she's got a shell. Now, we made some great observations about this shell. A lot of people said that it looked like a rock. Why do you think she would want to look like a rock?
Because it's hard.
Oh, it's hard. It protects her. But why else might she want to look like a rock? Yeah.
So she looks like a rock from predators.
Yeah, so she can camouflage herself, blend in so predators can't find her. We also made the observation that her shell is more of a dome shape, which helps clue us into what kind of turtle she is. Because our turtles that like to live in the water have kind of narrow shaped shells. They're kind of flat looking. And our turtles that like to live on the land have nice big dome-like shells. Now we made some great observations about her feet. Some people said she has these really sharp claws. Does anyone know why turtles need claws? Yeah.
So it can dig?
Yeah, so they can dig in the dirt. Because did anyone see any turtles out and about this winter?
No.
No, what were they doing?
Hibernating.
Yeah, so that's a special adaptation that our reptiles have. We actually call it brumating with reptiles. So they dig themselves into the ground so that they can stay there and they'll sleep. They shut down their body to about only 5% working for the whole winter. Now look at her feet. Do her feet look like elephant feet or do they look like flippers?
Flippers. Kind of.
Are they webbed?
They look like flippers to swim.
Well, she actually has feet that are designed to walk on land. So we have a land turtle because she doesn't have webbed feet and she's got that dome-like shell. Yeah, what do you see?
Her eyes look different.
Yeah, can you see what color her eyes are?
Black.
They're kind of black.
They're like brownish.
I see a little bit of red in there too. What do you see?
I can see. Oh, she's going fast.
She's moving her legs, isn't she?
She looks like she's trying to swim.
It does, doesn't it?
Going fast.
Although she doesn't swim very much, so she looks like she's just trying to walk.
Going fast.
Now, this turtle has a very cool adaptation that's different than a lot of our other turtles. So someone mentioned the bottom part of her. There's actually 3 parts to our turtle shells. Do you want to learn the special names for them?
Yeah.
All right, so this top part of the shell is called the carapace. Can everyone say carapace with me? Carapace. This bottom part of her shell is called the plastron. Can you say plastron? Yeah. And the middle part, it's really easy to remember, is called the bridge. Yeah. Now on this plastron, the bottom part of this turtle shell, do you see this deep groove right here? Yeah, so that deep groove is like a hinge. Can you think of something we use every day that has a hinge on it? A door, yeah. Our doors have hinges on it so that they can open and shut. And this hinge on her shell allows her to open and shut the bottom part of her shell. Right now she has it open, but if she wanted to hinge it shut, it would shut like that, and she could completely seal her body up into her shell. So you would see 0 parts of her legs, head, or arms.
Like that turtle shell.
Well, we'll talk about that turtle shell in just a second. That one's a little different. Not every type of turtle can completely seal themselves up in their shell. Do you think that would help protect them from predators?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because if you can't see any of their other parts of their body, they look like a rock.
You don't know that's the thing?
Yeah.
Fun fact, the shell of a turtle is actually a part of their body because most people think they could take it off. But that's not the case. You see, because it's actually a part of their bones.
You're right. Absolutely correct. Our cartoons throw us off because a lot of times in cartoons, turtles get out of their shell. But they can't because their shell is attached to their backbone. Does anyone know what turtle shell is made out of? It's a good guess, but something stronger than that. Stronger than that. We do have it in our bodies. What do you think it is? Bones, yes. The turtle shell is made out of bone, and that's why I brought this turtle shell with me. So you can see how this white part, that's the bone. And then our reptiles are covered in what?
Cartilage?
What, do they have skin like us? No, they're covered. They have scales. So you can see this white part is the bone part, and then the colored part is the scale of the turtle. The turtle's shells have a specialized scale called scutes. And then if you look at the bottom part of the shell, you can see the backbone. Do you see the backbone of that turtle? So this is the shell of a snapping turtle. And this snapping turtle did not survive the injury that it had. And so now you can see the inside part of it where the backbone is attached to the shell. So do you think it would be a bad day if a turtle broke its shell?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we see a lot of turtles that come to this center who have broken shells because they've been hit by cars. But just like if we break a bone, we can put it in a cast and it will heal, right? So in a similar way, if a turtle comes into the Center for Wildlife with a broken shell, we can put these brackets on his shell to help pull that crack together so that the bone can regrow, the shell can heal, and then the turtle can go back out into the wild. Do you guys think we can pass this turtle shell around quietly and take turns feeling it? Yeah? So you can check out the backbone and you can check out these brackets that we would put on a turtle shell. We'll start it out over here. All right, so does anyone know what type of turtle we have here?
No. A non-living
It is an on-land turtle. We call it a box turtle. Because do you remember how I said it could seal all of its body up into its shell?
Yeah, like a box.
Just like we can completely seal a box, exactly. So we have a box turtle here, and they are actually endangered in the state of Maine.
Yeah, we were learning about endangered animals, and I'm learning about orangutans and the characteristics and habitat.
Very cool, yeah. Orangutans live far away from here, but exactly. But box turtles live around here, but there's just not that many. And part of the reason is because we're at the northern part of their range. And another reason is because a lot of their habitat has been divided by some of the roads that we've built. And turtles like to lay eggs in the exact same spot every year. And so they sometimes get hurt when they're crossing roads to lay eggs. But this box turtle's name is Big Mama. And Big Mama, does anyone know how old Big Mama might be? No. How old do you think she is? You can just guess. What's a guess?
15.
She's older than 15.
100?
Oh, she's not quite 100. She could live to be 100 or 150. But she's probably around 40 or 45 years old right now. She's been at the center for as long as we've been around, since 1986. And Big Mama was taken out of the wild and kept as a pet. But it's illegal to have box turtles as pets since they are endangered animals. And so that's why she lives with us. She doesn't know how to take care of herself anymore because she's always been cared for by humans. And so she lives with us at the center and gets to come on field trips with us. Does anyone have any questions about Big Mama? Yeah.
When are we gonna get to show that one?
Ooh, when I get to that animal. Yeah. All right, if you guys want to wave a quiet goodbye to Big Mama, I want to make sure we have time for our other animals. All right. If you can hear my voice, touch your ears. What do you notice about this animal? Let's make some observations. What do you notice? It's orange. Yeah, I got lots of different types of orange on here. What do you notice?
It's like a cheetah pattern.
Ooh, it's got a cheetah pattern. What do you notice?
He's like a snake.
How do you know it's a snake?
Because he's overhead.
He's overhead? He does have a head, but so did the turtle.
He's so long.
Let's make some more observations. What do you notice?
She's really long.
She's really long. This is actually a boy. What do you see?
Tail.
Oh yeah, he's got a tail right here. Yeah.
It has spots, just like the turtle.
Yeah, he's got some spots on him. What do you see?
It has orange inside the spots and black lines.
Yeah, orange inside with black outlines. Yeah.
It kind of looks like a python, but
Does it remind you of a python?
some snakes have venom or poison.
Ooh, they either have venom or they don't have venom. But some snakes do have venom. What do you notice?
There's scales on it.
Yeah, he's covered in scales. So we've got a reptile here again. What do you see?
Has a white belly.
Yeah, check out his belly. Do you see how different it is from the top part of? Exactly. It looks like a checkered board, doesn't it? Yeah.
It has little black stuff on it that has 6 squares.
Yeah, he's got some black and white squares on his belly. What do you see?
It has like a. It does. And it has like black on the outside of the like spots. And is it poisonous or not?
Ooh, do you think I'd be brave enough to pick up a venomous snake?
No.
You're right, I'm not. So this is not a venomous snake. So we don't have to worry about him with his fangs. Yeah.
There are no venomous snakes in Maine.
You're correct. There are no venomous snakes in Maine. So we are lucky. We don't have to worry about that.
Snakes.
Nice. Do we have any other observations back here? Yeah.
The snake is kind of like yellowish orange.
Kind of got some yellowish orange.
Looks like fire.
What do you notice?
It goes biggest when it starts at its head. It goes big, and when it stops, it's tiny.
Yeah, so his middle is the biggest part of him. Look at him all stretched out. He's about 6 feet long when we stretch him all out. What do you notice back here?
He's a reptile.
Yeah, we know he's a reptile because he's covered in scales. Did you guys get a good look over here? This looks like a native snake, but this one is not native. Yeah. Did you guys get a good look of him? All right, so we know we have a snake because he's a reptile and he's nice and long with no limbs. Does anyone know what type of snake we have here? Do you know what type of snake we have?
Python. I want to guess a python.
Pythons don't live around here,
Yeah, they don't.
but actually neither does this snake. So this is a corn snake, and they are found in the southeast, but it looks a lot like our milk snake that we have here.
Milk snake.
Yeah, so milk snakes are usually a little bit more grayish in color, but they still have that checkered belly, and they live kind of in similar habitats. So milk snakes you'll find in lots of different areas, some forests, meadows, maybe around some barns. Does anyone know any cool adaptations that snakes have? They have some pretty cool adaptations. Yeah.
Would you like to look up there? He does have a belly.
He does have a belly, yeah, because he's got to eat. Does anyone know what snakes like to eat?
Me.
Yeah.
Plants?
They're carnivores.
Rats.
Yeah, this corn snakes and milk snakes are eating mostly rats and mice, small rodents. Now, how big of a mouse do you think that this snake could eat? Show me with your hands, everyone. Show me with your hands. How big?
I think about they can actually eat like a mouse that's about this big.
All right, the sizes you're showing me are much bigger than his mouth. And I can only eat something as big as my mouth. So how could this snake eat something bigger than his mouth?
Like something else.
How could he do it?
He can unhinge his jaw.
Yes, that's a cool snake adaptation. He can unhinge his jaw so it can open really, really wide to fit in a mouse that's much bigger than his mouth. But the mouse still has to fit in his belly. So the biggest mouse he could eat is as big as his belly, which, let's find it. He's all curled up here. It's about right here. So we feed him mice that are about that big around. Yeah.
Snakes also eat eggs.
They might eat some eggs, you're right. Definitely, some different bird eggs. Yeah.
It has a long tail because it has black spots.
Yeah, he's got this nice long tail. Yes.
I also remember that snakes don't have any bones.
They actually do have bones.
They do?
Yep, they're vertebrates like us, so they have a backbone, but the way their body is oriented is a little different, just because they're nice and long and skinny. But yeah, this is a milk snake skin shed. So snakes shed their skin all at once, and so that you have this cool skin shed, and underneath is some brand new scales. And that's how they keep them looking fresh and clean. So if you want to pass that around, you can check out our milk snake's shed. Did anyone notice this snake's tongue when I was walking around?
Yeah, it's red.
It's red. What was he doing with it?
It was like shaking it. He was missing.
What was he doing with it?
Smelling?
Yeah, he's sticking his tongue out like this. And he's actually tasting or smelling the air. Snakes don't have very good sense of smell, so they use that tongue to help smell or taste what's around them. So this snake his name is Zipper. And Zipper lives with us because he has also always been taken care of by humans. And so he doesn't know how to protect himself from predators or to be scared of humans, which could get him into a lot of trouble. So that's why he lives with us. We don't think he would survive very long if we released him out into the wild. Does anyone have any questions about Zipper? Yeah.
A lot of snakes yesterday.
Did you see a lot of snakes yesterday? Probably. It was nice and warm out, so they might be out. Yeah.
Why do they have cheetah stripes?
Ooh, why do you think he's patterned this way? Any guesses? That's a good question. Yeah.
Camouflage?
For camouflage, exactly. So our corn snakes are hanging out in cornfields, and farther south the soil's very red. So do you think he would blend in really well?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you really like to eat corn on the cob. I do too. This Zipper, the corn snake, is going to be your best friend because guess what he does?
He eats corn on the cob?
He doesn't eat corn on the cob. We talked about how he likes to eat mice, right?
Yeah.
So he eats the mice that are trying to eat the corn in the cornfields.
Oh.
So he's a farmer's best friend.
So he's like a guard.
Yeah, exactly. He helps keep the mice population down so they don't eat all of our corn. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
How old is he?
Ooh, how old do you think Zipper is? He's a very old snake.
5?
He's older than that. How old do you think he is?
Like just
He's actually 21 years old, which is very old for a snake. They don't live as long as our turtles. Yeah. All right, if you guys want to wave a quiet goodbye to Zipper, we'll put him away and get out our next friend. All right, if you can hear my voice, touch your ears. For our next friend, she is very excited to come out of this box. So she might flap her wings around quite a bit, which means it's going to be extra important for you to remember to stay still and be quiet. If you stay calm, then she's going to feel calm. All right? Sound like a plan? Do you hear her? She's so ready to come out. Good. Good girl. Step up. Good girl. Good. Good girl. All right. What do you notice about this animal? What do you notice?
it had a sharp beak.
She has a very sharp beak, and it kind of curves down, doesn't it? Yeah. What do you notice?
She has kind of gold on her belly.
Oh, she's kind of gold on her belly? Yeah. What do you notice?
Her beak is a little different.
Her beak is a little different than our turtle beak. What do you notice?
Turn her head all the way around.
Oh, she can turn her head pretty far away around, can't she? What do you notice?
Long and sharp nails.
Yeah, check out those feet. Very long and sharp nails. And she has very strong feet. And that's why I'm wearing this thick leather glove to protect my hands. What do you notice? What makes you think she's a red-tailed hawk? Oh, does she have a red tail back here? Yeah, look at that long red tail. Very characteristic of our red-tailed hawks. What do you notice?
Her wings go behind her back.
Yeah, when she isn't having them out to her side, they kind of sit on top of her back. What do you notice?
That she has gray eyes.
She does have gray eyes. That's a great observation.
Like little black circles, just like those
Just like I do, yeah, or we do, yeah. Those are our pupils, and then her irises are gray. What do you notice? Yeah. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Did you have another observation? Yeah, what is it? Yes. She has talons. And why do we call them talons? Does anyone know why we call birds that have talons? Why do we call them talons? Yeah.
Because they're sharp. They kind of look like teeth, but they're like curved.
Yeah, they have curved, sharp claws, and they have very strong feet, but they do something special with them that not every bird does. Does anyone know what they use their feet for? Do you know what they use them for?
I just want to say, but they're their neck is white.
Yeah, she's got a nice white neck, especially up by her chin. Yeah.
And sharp claws how to catch fish in the ocean when they dive down.
Yeah, they catch their food with their feet. So all the birds that catch food with their feet have talons, and we call them our birds of prey. They're all carnivores. So these are some cool adaptations that they all have. They all have those talons. They all have that curved beak that curves down because that helps them tear their food into pieces they can swallow. And they also have extremely good eyesight. That eyesight helps them find their food. This animal can fly about a half a mile in the sky and read a newspaper on the ground. That's how good her eyesight is. Yeah.
They can actually go to 120 miles per hour.
Ooh, not this bird. There are some birds that can fly that fast, but not this bird. Yeah, what do you notice?
She can flap her wings.
Yeah, she can flap her wings. So we know she's a bird, right? She's got wings and she's covered in feathers. Yeah.
Is she a bald eagle?
She's not a bald eagle. Bald eagles are actually bigger than she is. But bald eagles are a bird of prey, and we do have a bird of prey here. Can we think of our different types of birds of prey we have around here? We've named a couple of them. Give me one. What's one?
An eagle.
Yeah, eagles. What's another one?
When you're talking about like they can go really high up and read a newspaper, that's called a bird's eye view.
Oh,
They can have a bird's eye view.
yeah, exactly, because they see all of it. All right, so you got eagles. What's another type of bird of prey? Yeah.
Well, sometimes you can look above like a bird. It's called a bird eye view.
Right, looking from high up. What's another type of bird of prey? An owl. What's another one? Falcon. What's another one?
Falcon.
Yeah, we said falcons. Like a peregrine falcon. She's preening her feathers. That's what she was doing. That means she's comfortable. That's because she doesn't have arms to reach her back. She's got to use her beak to scratch her back and clean her feathers. All right, so we said eagles, hawks, or no, we said eagles, owls, falcon, hawk, and then osprey are also our birds of prey. This is a type of hawk, and someone named her. She's a red-tailed hawk. She gets that name from that tail right there. This is one of our most common hawks we see around here. They're here year-round. A crow would actually be a songbird because they use their feet for scratching and like jumping and perching. So yeah, they use that beak to get their food. Good question. What do you think this red-tailed hawk is going to grab with her talons? What do you think? Yeah, she might get some mice. What else?
Fish.
She actually doesn't eat too much fish, but she might, because she likes to live around big open spaces, like meadows. We see them along the side of the highway quite often, because that's a big open space. What else do you think?
Maybe like rats.
Yeah, they might eat some rats. What else?
Naked rat.
I don't know if we have any that live around here. They're eating a lot of our squirrels and chipmunks too. So that's what those big feet are designed to catch. And do you notice what her feet are covered in? Yeah. Yeah, what do they look like they're covered in? Yeah, she's got scaly toes. So remember that, because we're going to meet someone else who has different toes. Yeah.
On the legs, there's scales.
Yep, she's got scales on her legs. So this red-tailed hawk's name is Pisces. And when Pisces was a baby, her nest was destroyed. And so she and her 2 siblings went to a wildlife rescue center in New Jersey. And they took care of them until they were old enough to take care of themselves. And Pisces' siblings were released, but they didn't release Pisces because she didn't act like a normal hawk. We're not sure if she was imprinted on or got too used to being around humans, and so she didn't know how to act like a hawk, or if there was something off genetically. Because if you look at her eyes, someone noticed that she has gray eyes.
I did.
Yeah, and usually by this point, when she's this age, their eyes have turned more of a brown color. So in the 38 years we've been working with red-tailed hawks, we've never seen that before. So that could mean that there's something off a little bit genetically that prevents her from being able to survive on her own. She can, yeah. Pisces just demonstrated a really cool adaptation that birds have. She went to the bathroom on the rug. Now, if we have to go to the bathroom, we normally can hold it till we get to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Most of the time. We have a muscle that allows us to hold it till we get to the bathroom. But birds, in order to stay nice and light so they can fly, they don't have that muscle. So if they have to go to the bathroom, they just go to the bathroom. And so that's why Pisces went to the bathroom. But don't worry, I have wipes, because they do it all the time, because they can't hold it. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you name all the animals.
I don't name all of the animals. Someone else at the center names them all. Yeah. Pisces is named Pisces because that's the time of year that she was probably born. Right? Pisces is April?
Yeah.
March. It's kind of might span. So yeah, that area. Yeah. Did you have another question? No? Are there any other questions about Pisces? Yeah.
Why is her nose on her beak?
So her nose is right above her beak, and that's where we call them their nares. That's where her nostrils are, so that's where she can smell. They don't rely on their smell too much. They really rely on that eyesight to find their food. Yeah.
Why does she? I thought birds don't go.
They do. Anything that eats food has to go to the bathroom. Yeah. And birds actually go number 1 and number 2 at the same time.
Wait, what?
Pretty cool, huh? Do you have a question? What is it? This is a hawk. Yeah, owls look a little different. Yeah. Pisces will be 3 years this spring. I think for hawks, they could live into maybe close to 20, 25. It's probably a little bit less than that in the wild. So, yeah. Yeah. She kind of looks like an owl?
It's kind of weird when she turns like an
Yeah, she can turn her head pretty far away around, can't she? Yeah. She did a great job with you guys, and you did a great job of helping her stay calm. If you want to wave a quiet goodbye to Pisces, we'll get out our last friend. Good stretch. Want to step back? Good. Our final friend is so excited to come out, probably. If you're quiet, she makes a noise. Did you hear? Do you want to step up? Step up. All right. What do you notice about this animal? Yeah.
She has ears that are very pointy.
Yeah, she's got those little feather tufts that stick up. They're actually not ears, they're just feathers.
And she makes a very weird noise.
She does. She makes kind of a little trill noise, doesn't she? What do you notice? She is small, much smaller than Pisces, isn't she? Yeah.
I noticed that her eyes don't completely open. They're like kind of shut.
Oh, that's a good observation.
I was allergic to pollen. It's not.
You just couldn't open your eyes all the way. What do you notice?
She makes a kind of a noise like a cat.
Oh, it kind of sounds like a cat. What do you notice?
Her eyes kind of look like human eyes.
Yeah, they've got the dark center and the light outside of it. What do you notice?
That looks like a mix with an owl and like a squirrel.
A kind of a owl-squirrel mix? Yeah, with the way she looks. What do you notice?
It's a baby owl.
What makes you think she's a baby owl?
Because she looks like an owl and that she looks like a baby.
So she reminds you of an owl and she's tiny. What do you notice?
She looks like a baby great horse.
Like a baby great horn because she's got those feather tufts. What do you notice?
Is she a screech owl?
What makes you think she's a screech owl?
Because screech owls are small.
Screech owls are small, yeah. What do you notice?
Oh, she's like a little furry and like a face and she opens her mouth really wide.
Yeah, she can open her mouth really wide. And she's kind of got these feather-like whiskers up by her nose. And that they help her do exactly what cat whiskers help them do. They help her feel up close. Yeah. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Her beak's very tiny.
Yeah, she's got a tiny beak. But if you look, her beak does curve down into a point, just like Pisces. Yeah. What makes you think she's a horned owl? She does have those feather tufts. Isn't she cute? Yeah.
I think it's a barn owl.
You think it's a barn owl? Well, what kind of colors do you see on her? She's got some fun colors, yeah.
She also has a tongue.
She does have a tongue, yeah. What kind of colors do you see?
Brown and white.
Yeah, she's got lots of brown and white. Does anyone know what she might use those colors to blend in or camouflage with? Yeah.
Tree wood.
Yeah. These birds are camouflage masters. They like to find a nice little hole in the tree and they sit in it and they put their head out the hole and then they close their eyes and they look exactly like the rest of the tree bark. Now, did anyone notice her feet? Oh, keep moving. What do you notice about her feet? Yeah.
She has very sharp claws.
Yeah, she's got some sharp claws and some talons, just like Pisces. But what are her feet covered in? Yeah. Yeah, she has feathery toes, unlike Pisces who had scaly toes. Did you get a good one? Now, that's one of our biggest differences between our hawks and our owls. Hawks have scaly toes and owls have feathery toes.
She's so pretty. Is she a screech owl?
She is. Yeah, we'll talk about
She
that.
makes that sound.
That's actually a baby begging noise. So we'll talk about more of that later. So this is the talon of a red-tailed hawk, just like Pisces. So you can see the scales on it. This is the talon of a great horned owl. You see how feathery those toes are? That's an adaptation that owls have that help them stay warm in the winter. Because it gets pretty cold in the winter here, doesn't it? And those feathery toes help them stay warm. Yes, you said these look like very sharp. Owl feet are way stronger than hawk feet. So this foot is designed to pick up a squirrel. This foot is designed to pick up a 15-pound skunk. And this foot is actually 4 times stronger than the strongest human being. So the strongest human being can squeeze about 100 pounds per square inch. This foot can squeeze 400 pounds per square inch. So owls have adapted extremely, extremely strong feet. So I'll pass both of these talons around so you can feel them. Do you guys want to feel this talon? Pass it around. You can hold on to it. Yeah, we'll get to feel them. There you go. Yep, because remember, that birds want to stay light. They can't hold it in. Yeah. That's okay. We're going to talk about some of the adaptations. We have an owl here because she's got feathery toes. She does have those feather tufts, but does anyone know where her ears are? Do you know where her ears are?
Probably like behind those tufts.
They're on the side of her head. They're internal. They just look like holes to us. And everyone take one finger, put it above this ear. Take your other finger and put it below this ear. That's where her ears are. Isn't that cool? Why do you think she would need lopsided ears like that? Yeah.
So she can hear one sound above one sound.
Exactly. Yeah, it helps her really pinpoint and triangulate exactly where a noise is coming from.
Owl's ear flap, you can see its
You actually can see its eyeball. So we're going to get, that's the next point. So the owls really use that hearing to find their food items. Then once they hear their food, they're going to use their eyesight to zero in on their food. But what time of day are they hunting? Night. So what do we call them?
nocturnal.
Nocturnal, yeah. So they're hunting at night. So they have massive eyes that let in lots of light so they can see in the dark. To give you an idea, because this owl's eyes don't look that big, but she's tiny. To give you an idea of how big their eyes are compared to their body size, let me show you how big my eyes would be if I was an owl. This is how big my eyes would be if I was an owl. Would I look silly?
Yeah.
But I could see at night.
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
So those eyes are really, really big, so they let in lots of light so they can see at night. So really cool adaptation that owls have. The last really cool adaptation I'm going to talk about is their feathers. So their feathers have a fringe to their edge that looks like a comb, and that allows them to fly completely silently. And that silent flight really allows them to sneak up onto on their prey. So this is an owl wing, and you'll be able to see that fringe right along the edge right here. So you can pass that around. You can feel how soft those feathers are too.
I feel.
Yeah.
Is it a screechy?
Yes, we have a screech owl here. So she is full grown. This is as big as they get. They're one of our smaller owl species. This is Lucy, our eastern screech owl. And they actually come in two different colors. So Lucy is our red morph, but they also come in a gray morph. So everywhere you see that brownish red, they'd be gray.
I like this.
Yes.
Were the talents supposed to come back here too?
Yeah,
They didn't.
that's okay. They're still working their way around. Don't worry, you'll get to feel them. We still have some time. Yeah,
Why does her mouth look like a puppet?
that's just how it's shaped.
And does she eat bugs and insects?
Yes, good point. So she will use those talons to grab some small mice, but she eats a lot of insects like moths. Have you ever seen the white winged bugs that fly near the lights at night? That Lucy loves to eat them. Now let me tell you what happened to Lucy that caused her to have to live with us. So someone found Lucy when she was a baby, and they thought that her mom and dad weren't around to take care of her anymore. So they brought Lucy into their house to take care of her, which was very kind of them, but the person who brought her in didn't have the training or knowledge of how to take care of a great horned owl. So Lucy got too used to being around humans. She became imprinted on, so she doesn't know how to be an adult owl. And that noise she makes is actually a baby begging noise because she never really picked up that adult owl call because she was never around adult screech owls. So an adult screech owl makes more of a haunted whinny noise. It kind of sounds like, hoo, hoo. Yeah.
My mom hears that type of noise at night. We have owls in our backyard.
That's really cool. You probably have some screech owls back there. Yeah.
I like that stuff.
Does anyone have any questions about Lucy? Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
I have a question about why might they make that picking sound?
Because that's the noise that she got used to making and didn't learn the other noise to make. But she usually makes the noise if she's like, hey, look at me. Hey. Yeah. She's very cute. Yeah. Yeah.
She has a line coming down her mouth.
She has a, yeah, that's her beak. Yeah.
Is her ears just like holes in her?
They look like little holes in the side of her head. And but they're covered by her feathers right now. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a question? She's an owl, yeah.
Does she have like a bird's eye view?
If she flies up high, so Lucy can fly.
I know all birds.
Well, not all. We have some birds that live with us that can't fly, and that's why they live with us.
Use their wings.
Right. Exactly. No, she doesn't like to be touched. But there is an owl wing going around that you can feel. Yeah. If you guys want to wave a quiet goodbye to Lucy, I'm going to go ahead and put her away. You want to step back? All right. Thank you for joining us today. There are still some of the bio parts going around, so if you haven't gotten to feel some, make sure you get to feel them. I'll be here for a few more minutes, so there's no rush in trying to get through those. Thank you. Yeah, nice. Did anyone not get to feel the talon or the wing? Yeah, we'll put it back here. Perfect.
Did you know my cat?
Hey, some people think the Lucy the owl looks like a cat.